right, Hillary called us fascist, deplorables, fascist. The media called us Nazis, and now Biden called us what's polling to be the majority of the country, garbage. Garbage. But Democrats are running a campaign of joy. Remember that. For an entire party that was so offended about someone saying that a country is literally full of garbage, that by its own country reporting is actually full of garbage, to have the president of that party, apparently so outraged of that, go on TV and call half of their own country actual garbage.
I don't know the Puerto Rican that I know, or Puerto Rico where I'm in my home state of Delaware. They're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters.
Hey, first off, he almost said he was from Puerto Rico. I did not miss that. You just cannot make this stuff up. Just about every prominent Democrat gasped when Biden said this. Biden was live simultaneously. He keeps doing this to Kamala giving a speech. OK, so Josh Shapiro, Kamala Harris and other Democrats, they've all tried to walk this back, saying that we disagree with him and blah, blah, blah. Whoopi Goldberg, look, I don't have a lot of nice things to say about this woman, but at least she's honest about it. She doubled down.
There's an unfair standard where his supporters have just decided it's baked in when he insults people, but they do take offense. Deplorables did matter. That comment from Hillary Clinton did matter.
But I would say that she was right.
I told you they actually believe this stuff. It's funny when the comedian on stage, 2 hours before Trump even got there, he made this joke. Yes, it was a joke. And when he said it, the left rushed in. Wall-to-wall coverage trying to get this guy tied to Trump, making sure that he was in his back pocket. Every pundit on the liberal media said, no, this is the same thing as Trump saying this. We cannot let him escape this vile commentary. He must own it. Oh, okay. Your rules, Dems. Your president, Kamala's boss, just said something worse. The guy that you told us for the last, 3.5 years was awesome, great, the most consequential leader ever, totally sentient and with it, or whatever other manure you tried to feed us. So you own this one. This is totally your fault, Kamala. You propped this corpse up for 3 years telling us he was just fine instead of 25th Amendmenting him like you probably should have. And I told you this would happen. He was not going to go quietly into the night. Look, am I offended by this? No, I'm not at all offended by it. Apparently, neither are almost any of Trump's supporters.
Remember Hillary? She said deplorable, and then she said irredeemable, right? But she said deplorable. That didn't work out. Garbage, I think, is worse, right? But he doesn't know. You have to please forgive him. Please forgive him, for he not knoweth what he said.
Most of them are laughing and being shouting. This is just reason, 1,841 of why people like us don't like Democrats. We're just not whiny babies about it. What's so funny that Republicans insult Democrats and they throw this hissy fit with a bunch of thin-skinned they-thems, wall-to-wall coverage about how Trump's rhetoric is dangerous while simultaneously calling us Nazis. And what do Republicans do? We put it on a T-shirt. My buddy Graham bought me this one this morning with a garbage can wearing a MAGA hat. And it says garbage for Trump or something. Because some genius already is rolling these off the printing press. But the best thing is the media. They're actually trying to bury, the left-wing media, they're trying to bury this. The same media that fact-checks conservatives all the time, says, oh, it's missing context, and rails about misinformation. They changed the transcript of what Biden actually said. This isn't the first time they've done this, too. They changed it to, the only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. They added an apostrophe to make it seem like it was possessive. He was demonization of Latinos is unconscionable, and it's un-American. Literally, when we, at my production team, typed this out today, it gave us that red squiggly line underneath because it was trying to correct us because the transcript is so grammatically incorrect. You can't do that. The usual suspects, like the New York Times, they're just lapping this stuff up, too. Saying, quote, in a posting on social media, President Biden said he was talking about racist language, not Trump supporters. No, he was not. Basically, they're just doing the bidding of the White House. Again, and I say again because yesterday this broke that the New York Times, dare I say a garbage paper, just before an election, was running a hit piece about 30 influential, very influential conservatives for what they called election misinformation. Oh, this is great if you didn't see this. The same media who rails about journalistic standards, democracy dies in the darkness at the Washington Post, has absolutely no standards whatsoever. Here, read the text that was sent to one of those 30 this is Nico Grant from the New York Times. He's apocalypse food, essentially. Quote, Media Matters identified 286 YouTube videos between May and August that contained election misinformation. Goes on to say, would you like to address any of these points? And basically all of their responses were the same from all 30 people. But one, would I like to participate in your attempt to censor me? No thanks. But I would hope that you'll quote what I wrote above and also note that I told you to F off, which I'm now doing. Thanks. Good for you guys. This is how you should all respond to this stuff. Every single person should respond. These people are going to publish whatever garbage they want. All of our comments should be F off. Oh, Carl, your rhetoric is terrible. Let me be clear. I don't care what you say to me anymore, New York Times. You're a hack newspaper. The New York Times is using left-wing, nonprofit funded by the most liberal donors, Media Matters, data on what is misinformation to publish a piece that we know will be used as a fact check to those same conservatives to have them deplatformed or demonetized or throttled back or whatever they do. You see how this game works? They did the same thing with the Russian collusion hoax. That was all BS. Why should I give a flying you-know-what about what these people publish?
He loves the Constitution. He fights for what's right. He hates the bad guys. He's a freedom warrior. He's your freedom warrior. Watch Carl Higbie every weekday on Newsmax.